Hey everyone, Irit here with a new project for HipKit Club, and I am really excited about this layout and I want to share it with you. This is quite different from my usual style. You will agree very soon, I promise you. I would call this my Ali Edwards layout. So there are very few items here, but yeah, it didn't, because this is not my style and I don't plan anything ahead. I can't say that this came together very, very quick. However, if you are going to scrap lift this, which I'm always for, and you're always welcome and you never have to ask me for permission. This is why I post and share my layouts, to inspire. Anyway, if you know what you're doing and you don't have to kind of come up with it like I do, this will come in no time. So I'm starting with the VICKI BOUTIN watercolors. You can use whatever watercolors you have, or inks, or mists, whatever you have will work. And I'm just using some white cardstock. Now this is the white cardstock from the cardstock kit. It's by Basil. I'm not sure the name. I want to say Avalanche, but I'm not sure. They have all kinds of different white cardstock. Now this is not the super thick one. And it's a bit different than the American Crafts one that I mostly use. But I have to say that this behaved really well with the watercolors. I think there is some sort of this paper has some treatment, like something about the texture, or it has maybe some coating. I don't know. It just behaved a little bit differently. But my point is that if you want to do something similar, this totally worked for me. I'm not using a lot of water. There's actually a very light application of watercolors here. So, probably most cardstock will play well with this type of thing. But this one from the cardstock kit was great. Now, what I'm doing is I'm using my photo as inspiration in two ways. One is for my color choices, and the other one is for where I'm placing those colors on my layout. So my photo has all the kind of mustardy yellows at the bottom because it's a photo of Ella at the beach, as you saw. And then we have the sky and the sea and all those kind of teals and blues. And so that is my color inspiration, and I'm also placing all the yellow ones at the bottom and then all the teal and blue ones at the top. I'm also adding a lot of splatters. With the splatters, I don't mind, splattering blue at the bottom and yellow at the top. I actually like it. I think it kind of brings everything together. And I'm also dropping different colors into those circles. You saw that I'm sorry, that was a little bit fast, but it's very simple. I usually start with one color, let's say a yellow circle, and then I pick up a little bit of pink with my brush, and then I just drop that pink into the wet yellow circle. So if you're scared of watercolors or scared of mixed media, or you have some and you're not sure what to do with them, this is such a great way to, get your feet wet and dip your toes in the water and just play with it a little bit. And I planned on using a lot more product, but the more I was playing with this, the more I just kind of went with a pretty minimalistic layout for me. Now, what I find difficult with more minimalistic layouts is that I feel, that's all my personal feelings and preferences, I feel that everything has to be very perfect when you have very little going on. And I just don't do perfect. Nothing ever is super straight with my layouts. Titles and all that stuff, that's very challenging for me, and that's why usually I prefer the layered, messier style, because I feel like you can get away with a lot of things. When the style is messy, and also when you have a lot of layers and a lot of items, it doesn't have to be super straight and super symmetrical and everything really just so. So that was I guess this was the biggest difficulty that I had with this layout. And I just want to tell you also that I added my journaling in Photoshop directly on my photo. So I just, I went with a type tool in Photoshop and added my journaling. I used the Bohemian typewriter font, which is pretty much my favorite one. And and I just added my journaling in white. And this is a little bit, I would say, a more serious layout for me. So nothing too crazy, but just a little bit. And you can see what I'm doing. It's pretty straightforward. I had the hardest time deciding on which butterflies to use. Now that I'm looking on the screen, I kind of wish maybe I should have gone with these, because I don't know, these butterflies are a little bit more my personal like taste than the ones that are actually going to end up on this layout. The Jen Hadfield ones that you see now on the screen in the corner, the top right corner of the screen. But I don't know, I was like just fussing around so much with these butterflies. You'll see that. That's pretty much the rest of the layout, because I'm not going to add much to this. The rest of the layout is me trying to figure out which butterflies to add and how to place them. So I will let you enjoy watching that, and I will talk instead about my layout. So this photo is a photo I took of Ella at the beach in Haifa, Israel. That's my hometown. It's on the Mediterranean coast. And I grew up, just always being no more than 5-10 minutes away from the beach. Summer was beach, and we have a very long summer in Israel. We're actually pretty fortunate there with the weather. So that's how I grew up. That's where I grew up. And now I live in Austria, which is different in many, many ways. And so my family still lives in Israel, and we visit at least twice a year. This year it was sadly more, because my grandmother died at the end of 2017, so I flew a couple of times, for the funeral and when things got rough. But I don't mean to go into it, although it kind of ties into the point of this layout. So I took this photo of Ella at the beach, and it's just a beautiful photo. I enhanced it a little bit in Photoshop. I have no problems of doing that. I like to bring my photos to a place where I like them, and I love bright colors. I'm not, tricking anyone to think that that the beach actually looks like that, or that my photography skills are that amazing. I took this with my phone, and then I just added, enhanced the saturation and contrast and all that stuff. I'm totally okay with that. For me, that's part of my artistic choices for, my scrapbooking. So just a side note about that, but don't think that we had these gorgeous turquoise, super tropical water, because we don't. It's a beautiful beach, it's a beautiful sea, but it's not, like what you see in Bora Bora or something like that. So anyway, just a note about that. And basically the journaling, I don't know if you will be able to see it in the close-ups. I think some of it is legible and visible in those close-ups, but basically it was a little bit of a stream of consciousness type of journaling for me. It just came out. I really didn't put too much thought about it, but too much thought into it. I came home, I brought Ella. It's now vacation also in Austria and also in Israel. It's Easter here and it's Passover in Israel. And I brought Ella to spend the holiday with my parents and the rest of my family in Israel, and she's staying there a little bit longer, and by the time this video will be up, she's actually coming back, I think today, Sunday. So Yeah, that's in the future. I'm recording this a week before. So she's now there and I'm here, and she always asked me why we left Israel. And, at the end of the day, we just, my husband is from Austria, I'm from Israel, my family is there, his family is here. There is no place that we can live where both of our families are in the same place. So whether we live in Israel or we live in Austria, we always have family that is far away. And that's just the reality of our lives. And, as hard as it is sometimes, and it's definitely, it's hard in the good times and it's hard in the bad times, that's how it is for us. And I think she's lucky in many ways to be exposed to two different countries, languages, cultures, and I think her life is much richer because of it. But yeah, obviously she wants all her family to be in one place. So that's how things are. And that's what this layout is about. So I went back to the alphas from February because they were gorgeous. I mean, the Scripty font, the white one, is from this month, but these ginormous golden thickers are from February. So if you want the details on that, just look in the Hip Kit Club website in the February kits. And I just loved this. This is for me, the perfect kind of hybrid element, I would say. Just connecting all that digital stuff like the journaling and the photos and Photoshop and everything, and then adding something like letter stickers right on top of the horizon line in your photo. So I really, really love that element. I really love how it looks. I think the stand here also looked great. I don't know why I wasn't loving it, but I ended up using those tiny foam thickers from Paige Evans. Those are also the white ones that says "We Are." Those are also from the February kit. And I am totally in love with that title. I just think it just works with everything that I have going here. So I think another possibility, if I would put so much thought before I actually started scrapbooking, I would also consider taking that title, if I thought about the title before I created the layout or before I printed my photo, I would consider writing my journaling around the title only in the sky part of the photo. I think that would also be a fun element. So if you're into kind of hybrid scrapbooking, if you like mixing your digital designs with your actual products, then you could play with that. And I really love adding my journaling directly on my photos because it's kind of when I'm printing my photos and I'm on my computer, I'm in one set of state of mind, and then when I'm scrapbooking, I'm in a different one, and I find that many times my journaling is simpler and shorter than I would like because I'm more in that artistic place and less in the thinking about words and stories and that sort of place in my mind. So that's just me. And if I do put the time while I'm printing my photo to add my journaling to it, then usually the journaling is longer, more detailed, sometimes even, more thoughtful and deeper. So I do try to do that or remember to do that. And yeah, I'm also loving my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. So that's also, I'm really enjoying it. And, when I take my paper and I sit next to it, I also kind of get a little bit more into the zone with my journaling. So still going on with the butterflies. I left, I think, most of the footage in just to show you things don't always go super smoothly. You just, things fall on the layout and they're in the perfect positioning. Nope. And this is definitely too much. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm really happy that I decided not to go with all the butterflies. I think I just like either the chipboard ones or the acetate ones. And what I am adding are a few little of these bugs, rub-on bugs. And these rub-ons, they look a little bit different from the usual ones. Usually rub-ons come on kind of a clear sheet, but these have this white sheet, but they work exactly like every other rub-on. So don't be afraid if you were wondering what's the deal with these. I think the quality is really really good, and with rub-ons you should use them because they have an expiration date. So yeah. And this is, I think, the next day, and me wearing my polka dot robe. And final details, I'm adding a few splatters of Heidi Swap Color Shine, of course. Also a little bit on the photo because I love how the Heidi Shine, the color shine dries on photo paper. So that's it. I hope you feel inspired to try something similar. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.